Look who's back. We got Ramon in tonight. It's Holden and Ramon. We got some baseball action. We got a whole bunch of soccer. Ramon, I'm not even going to say hi to you. I'm just going to say, you want to talk about the WNBA? Let's talk about the WNBA. One game tonight.
Well, we better start off right away because they're about to tip, and we're just coming on the air here. I see how you are holding. All the games are getting rained out in baseball. There's no playoff. Invite Ramon to come hang out with you gladly. Yep. I'm gonna roll here with Phoenix. So this spread has gone up big time here after seeing how Connecticut performed last night. I mean, they're the worst team in the league, but they really look poor, and they're on the back-to-back. So this game, which opened as low as 11.5. The send out was 9. It's all the way up here at tip off, all the way to 14.5. There's actually been a little bit of buyback saying, hey, hold off on the 15s, make it down 14.5 here, Phoenix and Connecticut. And despite feels like public sentiment for an under here, it has ticked up from 155.5 up to 158, and that's what I did. I went over in this one, despite I don't know, just felt like the public was thinking under because this Connecticut team is so poor here right now. So we're just about ready to go. A couple props here. I'm on Tina Charles under 5.5 rebounds. I'm on Mabry under 2.5 threes. I'm on Alyssa Thomas over 12.5 points, and Seitu Sabali under 21.5 points. Are just about set to tip. Phoenix has been a nice surprise team so far this season, and Connecticut, I mean, last year, the line would have been practically reversed, but Kalia Copper's back for Phoenix now. She just made her season debut this past week, so maybe Phoenix is even on the improve here, and there's really no answer
real
for this.
Real quick. What's the play again? Is it 14.5 in the over or what?
14.5 and over 158.
Okay.
Is the way I'm looking, but I prefer the over because, like I said, this has been a runaway spread here on Phoenix in this one, Holden, because of Connecticut's poor season so far. There's just no other way around it. They're probably 13th out of 13 right now. So, hello, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Real quick, we could talk about how we're doing, but I like the Reds and the over 9. What do you think? Hold on. Let me go look at my stuff here real quick. I got I got everything worked out. By the way, half the games in Major League Baseball seem to be rained out tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Ober has been a disaster. For some reason, the optimizer likes the Twins offense. So I think the over would be the play, but I don't have a thought on the side then because I think it's a toss-up. What do you got with the Twins and the Reds? Anything?
In fact, if you want, I don't want to rush you. That one has been delayed for another half an hour, so we'll get into it a little bit here. But I have Cincinnati in the over in this one. But with Ober, I did go over on his K prop, Holden in
Lodolo. Ober, yeah.
Yeah, Ober with Ober against Lodolo, and don't get Lodolo'd. That's what happened. When you bet on Lodolo and he blows it for you, you got LOL Lodolo'd. With all due respect, so that game is currently slated at 7:40 Eastern right now because of a rain delay you already mentioned. Pittsburgh, Detroit rained out. St. Louis, Chicago, White Sox rained out. Milwaukee, we don't get to see the hot rookie. I at least was thinking, hey, I'll go on with Holden. We'll watch Mizorowski. No, another rain out. So hopefully we'll get that. Colorado and Washington's also been delayed until 40 minutes past the hour here, along with Minnesota and Chicago. So one game just about set to go, though, is the Angels and the Yankees here. Holden, the Yankees, their offense, a lot like my social life. Very little scoring. Mr. Married Man.
That's too bad. Ramon. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's get you a girl. Do you think there might be a woman watching tonight? And if there's any women watching, Ramon's available. Just so everybody knows.
Kahanowitz and Yarborough here with the Angels and the Yankees just getting underway here. I did take Trevor Ward to get an RBI at plus 170 was my prop in that game. I went with the Yankees on the run line. And
Taylor Ward? So you like Ward?
Yep, and just getting underway here right now. So also a 10-minute warning here, Mets and Braves with Blackburn and Sale. You got Sale over a $2 favorite tonight against the Mets. back in the day, maybe Paul Blackburn would have caught some attention here as a big dog, but
Yeah.
he's kind of working his way back if he can actually here. But man, that just seems like a high price. I'm going Mets and over.
Real quick, Jermaine says, yo, what up? Taking the Yankees over tonight. So 29 straight innings for the Yankees without a run, and everybody everywhere is saying team's going to break out tonight. So we'll see. I'm a little hesitant, but if we just put everything behind us, what's happened these last 3+ games, just maybe the Yankees get going tonight. It's been a debacle offensively for them, and Judge has just been a complete mess. That's the surprising part, is that Aaron Judge has been in a massive funk, and if Judge is going into a massive funk, then the Yankees offense has a problem. Maybe he breaks out tonight.
Yeah, and you wonder, I mean, with Stanton kind of trying to come back, trying to make the lineup here a few times, I guess not tonight, but I don't know, that maybe there's a little bit just they're not in sync right now. And Kohanowitz, there's no doubt this guy, when he's got his pitches working a little bit, he does have a lot of promise here. But I kind of went back, and I was on the Angels last night, but I went back to the Yankees tonight, even on this run line. Not a heavy play here for me, just because, obviously because the Yankees are having these struggles right now, and the price. I don't know if the price was actually too great. Maybe everybody is expecting a break. I mean, look at this thing now. It just went off here, right? 250 or higher here, and it was much cheaper earlier. So no discount there on the Yankees for sure.
No, and again, there's just too much talent for this to go to 38 innings, but I think a lot of us said this is too much talent to go to 29 innings. So they're a disaster right now. There's no doubt about that, Jermaine. 8-4 Angels maybe. Drop your best bets in the chat. Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on X, come on over to our YouTube channel. Check us out. Good to have Ramon in here tonight. I can't tell if Fox is in Hawaii or Somalia. Do you have any idea where Fox is? He posted a picture of where he was, but I just couldn't tell where he was.
Well, I know he was coming to Vegas for a stopover, but I don't even think he was here for a few hours. Maybe they caught some other flight here there, so I didn't get a chance to say hi, but said he was wondering about where to gamble. I know that.
Can you gamble? Well, it'll be interesting to see where he goes then, because
the airport. You've been to the air,
Yeah, you can place all his bets there. Yeah, no question. Hey, we got 2 more games delayed, and you already mentioned the Twins and the Reds delayed in Cincinnati. Colorado at Washington still delayed as well. Arizona, Toronto's underway. They're scoreless in the first. Philly at Miami, they are scoreless in the second inning, but Adam Mazur has 3 Ks already. So he's been doing a nice little job against the Phillies tonight. And last night, boom, the Marlins went off later in that game. So that's great. Yeah, Jermaine was Sandra last night. God damn it, Jermaine. I thought we finally had a woman in the house last night, besides for Mel. Speaking of Mel, she's a big hockey fan. I want to say something about the hockey in Florida, because people get pissed off at me when I say this. Hockey should not be in Florida. Check this out. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champion. They had ratings of 3.2 and 3.0, which means 3.2% of South Florida homes watched the Stanley Cup finals, and 96.8% did not. What the hell is going on here? You got back-to-back Cup final champ. I mean, come on, Ramon, this is ridiculous. You have got to be kidding me. Nobody in the home market is watching. Nobody.
Well, I'm not going to doubt ever the numbers, and it does actually put the puzzle together. It probably is going to be lower. They're not going to be that popular. Obviously, they have a huge, great fan base. So they're supporting the team, and they're able to have some high-priced talent there as well. But I don't know. They told me streaming just passed cable or something. Like, what did they say? We're famous, Holden, right here on the Nuke the House channel. I think more people are watching us right now than Anderson Cooper.
That's not saying a lot, friend. That's really not saying a lot. Gerardo in the house. What up, Gerardo? He's on Mexico.
Uh-oh.
minus. Okay. Give me
Oh,
all of the soccer breakdown, all of it.
Yeah, there are 4 games that we're watching tonight of interest here. They're all being played in the United States tonight, being coming up or having already started. There have been some games earlier today. There are 2 tournaments going on. One of them is the Concacaf Gold Cup, a tournament steeped in tradition with country, North American and Central American countries competing, right? This is in the United States right now, underway here, 5-6 minutes in. Good game tonight, and these are being played in Arlington, Dominican Republic and Costa Rica. I went with the Dominican Republic plus 1.5 goals, and this one it went off at minus $1.20, $1.25 or so. The Ticos have a pretty good program, but Dominican Republic's been coming on here a little bit of late, and the Ticos have slipped. We have a home run by Shawnell.
Nolan
already
Shawnell
here.
just went deep. So 1-0 Angels already.
And so that one underway, Dominican Republic and Costa Rica. Now, Gerardo says he's on Mexico, and I usually don't disagree, of course, with our man Gerardo, but I did take Suriname plus 1.5 goals here. Look, Mexico, yeah, they're a big favorite, but these games right now, Mexico here, they're minus 445 on the 3-way. I took Suriname plus 1.5 at plus 115. That's the second game of that doubleheader. That's in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Like I said, that's a tournament, that's conducted all the time. Now, the one attracting so much controversy is the FIFA Club World Cup. And right now they're underway. They're already in the second half, and Salzburg is ahead of Pachuca. You got a German team, you got a Mexican team going. These are the top clubs from leagues around the world. Now, the clubs themselves, they don't take the tournament too seriously. They don't necessarily have their best lineup. Superstars, sometimes a lot of the superstars taking this tournament off. But, you get a chance to see these clubs, and it's in the United States. It's almost ruled as kind of a money grab in a way, but everything with FIFA is a money grab. So, some people say that this, tournament maybe shouldn't even be played. Should they even do a tournament like this? I think if they took it seriously, it'd be a great tournament to have. But look, you had Real Madrid tying some team today 1-1. Manchester City was in it. They scored 2 goals against some nobody team. So I have to think that controversy aside, and I thought the crowds would be a little bit bigger, but they're not right now. But maybe in the knockout stage it will. So Pachuca and Salzburg, and that's going to be followed. Juventus is also playing later tonight. In this Salzburg-Pachuca game, I actually went with a 1-1 draw exact scoreline prediction. So right now Salzburg leads in the second half 1-0. Let's see what Maddie's saying there in the chat.
All right, hold on. Let's read what Maddie's saying. Yeah. I love every so-called sharp saying you have to take the Yankees their due. You never bet a team. Why would you ever bet a team that scored 5 runs in 60 innings? Fake sharps. They've also gone scoreless for 29 innings. Well, again, I don't know about your due. it's just something that I've never understood. Well, I think I understood it when I was little. Everybody always said they're due. But I guess they're saying it's Kahanowitz, with that 5.5 ERA, that he's just going to get slammed. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not so sure that the Yankees are going off tonight. Got a sprinkle on them in DFS this evening, but that's about it. They're just being a mess. And I think we're going to learn a lot about this team here in the first inning. If they can't get a run across, or they're down 1-2-3, then they all might be head cases at this point. They're due in MLB will take all your money. They're due in any single sport will take your money. Like soccer, right, Ramon? The soccer. You bet if they're due, you're not winning money more often than not. It's just not good analysis in sports betting. Numbers are better analysis. Their due is not analysis. No. Riding hot streaks can be very profitable. Their due is not profitable. No sport.
Now, one other game that just underway here, a big one, Arkansas and LSU in the College World
Yeah.
Series. And we've seen Arkansas really look strong here in this tournament, but they're just the slightest of favorites here tonight at minus a dollar. Actually, they went up here to a dollar 55 or a dollar 60 here already. So that's a far cry from the opener of about a dollar 30 or so, but just underway top of the first. I like Arkansas. Did lay that price a little bit lower than what it was, but hey, if you want to get into something closer to the odds here, I've been on the under. Omaha's about unders. Really, it's a big minor league ballpark, and these are college teams that are kind of used to, having some offense, right? Especially in the SEC. But this ballpark plays big. However, I'm going over in tonight's game with Arkansas and LSU. Coastal, Holden, they're the team right now, man. Coastal Carolina, they're probably going to win it all, man. But I don't know that one of these two SEC teams will have a say as well. So Coastal Carolina, they've been the talk of the College World Series with their great performance this season. It very reminiscent, if you can remember back when they won the national title. Was it 10 or 15 years ago now? But just stands out because sometimes the College World Series, you got the same teams over and over a little bit, but when they won, it was kind of a big deal. I remember it was on like CBS, and Coastal was kind of a Cinderella then too. So they've been really strong though, and kind of the darlings of the tournament this week in Omaha.
LSU and Arkansas were the favorites too coming in here. We had a no-hitter. We got two really good teams. I was talking with a guy that was in his 60s this weekend because I was at a swim meet, my kid's swim meet. So you got a lot of time to talk about things. And we were discussing the olden days, right? Barry Bonds, ASU, you had Palmeiro, Will Clark. I was so hooked on the college. I love the College World Series, Canadian football, and the NHL. I mean, it would be amazing if I was into these sports as much now. The NHL College World Series was great. These were just some great sports back in the day with the College World Series. I've been there one time. It was hot as balls in Omaha. My goodness, that place gets really hot and humid. But again, nice little tournament. Where are we? Are we down to our final four teams yet?
Well, not quite yet, but right now, Coastal, they've paved their way basically into the championship series right now. They are penned in. They will be in the 3-game set right now. So look for this Coastal team. They're really something else. Bo Bichette just homered to deep center field here for Toronto, and the Blue Jays get the first run of the game against Eduardo and Arizona there.
There was another team that the numbers were popping on tonight. Another team was Toronto against Arizona this evening. And then Minnesota is another team. I know guys are taking the over. Minnesota, Toronto, two teams really popping to score some runs this evening. I didn't bet totals. We had some player props, and half the player props were rained out. They were parlays. So I'm betting like minus 175s this evening because the other leg was the leg that was going to make us some money. Oh, man.
No, yeah, not to be a whining talent. I'm very happy to be here on Nuke the House channel, but, I don't get to be on very often. So did I maybe do a few little extra work on the? Yeah. No, that went to waste, but that's all right. It pays off.
What are you talking about?
The 3 rainouts. I mean, I went and made some prop bets. I'm going on with Holden. I'm going to talk about these games. I'm going to spend a little extra time.
You're on a lot this month. You were on twice last week. You're on twice this week. You're on twice next week. You're a busy man, Ramon.
Anyway, well, I don't want to, just because you bring me on here, there's one WNBA game. And by the way, it's 18-6. Phoenix is off to that start that we kind of, I don't know. I think we just said
you predicted.
Blow them out, right? So,
yeah.
No doubt. Right, that's where we stand right now, 18-6. Phoenix is making mockery of this game right now, 20-6 early on over Connecticut. We do know who will be in the WNBA Commissioner's Cup game. Holden, the big one for $500,000. It's going to be the Indiana Fever. got the win over the Liberty in the Commissioner's Cup round robin, so they get to play for the big money, and they're going to be up against, of course, the Minnesota Lynx. So it'll be Indiana and Minnesota to do battle there, and it is Minnesota favored by 4.5, 167. That is on July 1st, and that's the one. In the NBA they did the little in-season tournament, but the WNBA has been doing it for a couple of years because, the NBA, their little in-season tournament, maybe that's nice, to get a little extra money. These ladies, it's a big payday.
So I was going to say, what do they split the $500K on the winning team?
Yeah. Yep.
So, what? I don't know what these ladies are making. Do they make $100K? What is
275 is about the max, about the biggest salaries right now.
So they're probably clearing almost $50,000 when they win this thing. $40,000. That's huge for them. Huge money for them.
Indiana Fever, we're kind of the surprise team because the Liberty have been so dominant, and of course, Clark had her injury, but they both finished with one loss in the round robin tournament. You play the other teams in your conference one time. Sometimes you were home, sometimes it was away. That was just the luck of the draw. They both finished 4-1, but the head-to-head matchup between the Liberty and the Fever was when Clark was healthy, and the Fever won that game. So when they both finished 4-1, they got the bid over the Liberty to go to the final game to take on the awesome Lynx.
I have the volume turned up on the Yankees game. Hold on. There's a ground out right now.
Okay. Well,
hold on. One sec. All right. A little bit of booing. Judge struck out. Grisham struck out, and a weak ground out by Bellinger.
Yeah. And you wonder, do we have to have Bellinger batting behind Judge?
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. They're an absolute debacle right now. It's that offense, and it gets into your head. Baseball is like maybe more than any other sport is, and forget about any. More than any sport is more mental than anything else. Just because you're going through streaks and there's so many games, the season is so long, and that's the one where mentally guys can just be out of it. And it seems like all nine players in the lineup at the same time mentally are cooked. They're at home. They're getting booed. All they got to do is hope that, maybe you get one big inning. Just have one ball go out of the park. One big inning in their back. But that was pretty anemic in the first inning, Ramon. 1-0 Angels after one. Oof. That was rough. We got a good game with Atlanta and the Mets tonight. Chris Sale is on the mound. Yep. Who's the best team in baseball, in your opinion? Is it the Mets? It's still the Dodgers, right? But if it's not the Dodgers, who's the second best team in baseball? Is it the Mets? Is there an American League team that you're kind of targeting? Who's number two?
Well, the one thing I like about the Mets is that the bullpen is standing up, right? Yep. I mean, that's been so key. I mean, they've got really a great bullpen going on right now. That's what makes me feel good about them. This Cubs lineup, I don't want to slight these guys either. I mean, they seem to be overlooked a little bit, but that lineup, I've got them as at least right number 2 or number 3, this offense right now. And nobody can stop Crow Armstrong right now. Imagine how hot he's been this season, and he's as hot as he's been right now.
He still ain't winning the MVP.
It feels like, right? Yeah. And, I don't know why people don't want to include the Tigers. I just don't know why they don't consider this team. Maybe because of the offense. They don't have big names, I guess. But all they do is continue to kind of, keep winning right now. 20 games over 500. But, there was a series last week, Holden. They were playing the Orioles, and they were underdogs in the games on the road. So it doesn't feel like they get much respect either. So, we're going through those summer streaks. I'll tell you who's broken. My Padres right now. It's a problem.
Ted Leitner, your Padres.
They're broken. They're broken right now, and I think they're in. I took the Dodgers tonight on the run line tonight. Padres got to work some things out here at this point with this lineup, whether or not they need to make a move. Speaking of moves, big news tonight, Holden, was that the Lakers have been sold to Mark Walter. The Buss family will be out, other than Jeannie Buss will still be governor. of the team. But Mark Walter, the owner of the Dodgers, a two-time world champion owner. He also owns the Sparks. He owns part of Chelsea as well. He's loaded, right? $6 billion man. He's going to pay $10 billion for the Buss family's share.
Billion. He's also a trustee of the beautiful Lincoln Park Zoo. Wikipedia helped me find that one. Trustee of the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago. Great zoo. Love it. Used to get busted for riding my bike through there, but wonderful place. Wonderful place. So here we go. $10 billion. Has there been a team sold for $10 billion?
There was, but and again, that's just a portion of, right? I don't know if that's even the whole cost. I think that's just a bus. There's some other.
I mean, they're the most expensive sports for the Celtics. Just went for $6 billion. These guys went for $10 billion. I mean, the Lakers and the Celtics sold for more than any NBA team or any NFL team, I should say, because the Commanders went.
That smashes it by $4 billion, huh?
$4 billion. Is he a successful owner in the teams that he owns?
Well, like I said, I mean, he's been owner of the Dodgers through the two championships.
Okay,
is that what you mean? Yeah.
He's not the majority owner, though, is he? No.
No, I don't know. I thought you had the Wikipedia. I thought he was now,
well,
right?
I got rid of it because I was bored reading about him.
Oh.
But here's what it is. Lakers, $10 billion. Celtics, $6.1 billion. Okay. Commanders, 6.05. Broncos, 4.65. Suns, Mercury, $4 billion with both those teams. Man, Lakers, Celtics. And then if Dolan can finally sell the Knicks, that'd be great. But he ain't going anytime soon, unfortunately.
The Rays are on the block too here now, and you wonder if that's going to, I'm sure that there is, hey, let's try to keep them in Tampa, but no. I would sure if someone's coming along to buy the Rays that they'd be on the move.
Outside of the NFL, just get sports out of Florida. I can't stand it. I can't the fan bases there are just awful. No one goes to the Marlins games, and it's not their fault. I mean, it's the stupid owners that have run that organization into the ground. Nobody goes to the Rays games. Nobody watches the Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals. Tampa Bay, cold or too hot, too warm. Get rid of that. What am I missing here? Baseball, basketball, the Heat. All right, people go to the Heat games. The Magic, they can't win anything. And then there's the two football teams. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Done. Mercury was $50 million. Well, I mean, that's a WNBA team. So that's probably a lot more than they used to be selling for, I would think. Right?
Well, it is kind of funny that everyone kind of, does kind of make fun of the WNBA losing money and everything. But if you put valuations on everything, you probably could come up with a balanced ledger sheet. It feels like at this point. Hey, Holden, Ronald Acuna home run here, Atlanta, 1-0.
He's on fire. He's the only thing he's not doing is stealing bases, and I don't blame him because his knees are basically shot. But he has been crushing right now. We got a couple of big fans here of Ramon. Speaking of hot, it's Ramon Scott. The Smoke.
Hello, Smoke. Yeah, my brother there in the chat. Smoke.
That's your brother. That's not your real brother.
Well, he's but he's my brother in gambling.
Fernando Mendoza. That's how I say it in Castilian. Ramon Scott running so hot. Are you on a run, Ramon?
No, it's just something you say because it never ends, I guess.
Ramon Scott running so hot. I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, 1-0.
I have a song. I have like an intro song on a morning show, and those are part of the lyrics.
Is that what it says? Ramon Scott running so hot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it rap or is it rock and roll?
It's a kind of a rap. Yeah, it's a rap song. Yeah.
The College World Series game is underway, scoreless very early on in that game. But LSU and Arkansas, that's just a battle of the Titans here, the two favorites going head-to-head in that game. What else is
Yeah,
going
I like
on?
Coastal to win it all, no matter what. I was on Coastal at the beginning of this series. I did take LSU in a futures right at the end of the Super Regionals because I'd made 4 other bets throughout the season, and all those teams were long gone. We kind of ended up with some surprises in Omaha, but at the beginning of the series, I took Coastal, and man, am I glad about that.
You're happy to.
Philly's going to do some damage. This one's gone. Home run. Phillies right here. We've had
Is that Bohm? Not Bohm, was it?
nope, Stott. Home
Bryce
run for Stott here for the Phillies.
4-0. 4-0 Phillies. Mazer was looking so good. He was looking so good through 3, and then they got the second time through the order, and they got to him big time.
He couldn't stick with the pot. He couldn't stick. He was on the Padres last year.
Yeah, and they wanted him to go down and work on command, and his command got better, but he's still getting crushed. You know, Jermaine, I've watched the morning steam probably, I would say 8 to 10 times. I just haven't heard the open. It's too early, man. It's too early for me. I mean, I'm in where am I? Denver. Yeah, I'm in Denver. It's like 1 a.m. when that thing comes on. But Ramon's a total stud, and he's in Vegas. So, I mean, there's no reason for me not to do it. Mazer had a 7.2 ERA last year, Jermaine. Yeah, it was rough. It was and he shouldn't even be up here right now. He shouldn't. But what are the options here for the Marlins? There's not a lot of options. That team is just bad again. It looked like they were going to have a team that was going to have the pitching to make a deep run for 4 or 5 years. And Alcantara took a huge step back. He's on the trading block too. I wonder if he comes around, gets out of Miami, the arm strength, everything comes back for him. And then he turns into a middle of the rotation starter for a really good team. I could see that. That could be one guy that gets dealt. I think Cedric Mullins is another guy that needs to get dealt. His contract's coming up, right? And pending free agent. He's 30 years old. Trade deadline's going to be here. It's not right around the corner, but it'll be here. And I'm sick of these guys. And your guy, Taylor Ward, who you're on tonight, there's another guy. The Angels stink. They got to trade Trout. I don't know if anybody's taking Trout, but they trading Trout. I don't know if anyone's taking him, but I mean, that's brutal. Mel is in the house. Florida -1, even money, easiest money ever last night. Hi, Mel. Your season's over. Nobody in South Florida watched the series, though. So get out of here. Get out of here. Viper. What up, Viper? DB Gnarly, one of my favorites in the house. Ramon just brings the heat. So good to see.
Record low ratings of definitely for that series.
No bueno. Edmonton, Florida. They just need to get teams that aren't in Florida in the finals. I don't know what would boost the numbers. Maybe the Rangers?
Yeah. The Dodgers. Padres.
Stop it, Mel. Okay. You better not leave, Mel. You better not leave. What are you looking at? Is that another screen, or do you have an animal?
Yeah, I got it wrapped around a little bit here, so I got to look over there for a couple of the games.
Yeah. Florida's good. I know Florida's great, but no one cares about it down there. Nobody. It's hockey. I love hockey. I didn't watch that much hockey the last few years, but the Stanley Cup playoffs blow the NBA playoffs out of the water. Now, I was watching a lot more NBA playoffs because that's where the money is, and there's a lot more people watching it. There's a lot more people that watch the show for the NBA playoffs. And then we got tomorrow night as well. So Halliburton was at shoot-around today. What's your take here on game number 6? Like, how do the Pacers actually win this game? The total is 222.5, and the spread went from 4.5 to 6.5 on the news that Halliburton is not going to be 100% if he plays.
Been bothered by this injury since game 2. All of a sudden it's bothering him a little more now that they, I don't know if he's being a little bit of a diva here, but it bothers me a little bit. It bothers me more mentally that he's in this situation than grabbing at his ankle there at the end of the game when it was over. So, look, I still think you can't make these this type of road team a big favorite like this right now. And I still
Timeout. The Yankees have scored a run. The 30-inning scoreless streak is over. Jazz shooting on my Chisholm has gone deep for his 10th home run of the year. The Yankees are on the board. All right. Sorry to
I see it there. I'm watching Jazz with the salute to tie this game up here right now.
Yeah. Sorry to jump in on you there.
No, I went over in the game. So also just about to go here, Holden, I might want to add here real quick, Baltimore and Tampa Bay set to go or just underway right now with Rogers and Bradley going. I took Seth Mullins to get a hit in that one at minus $1.30. And I went with Tampa Bay and the under in this game. But also we pushed back here those rain delays. Looks like Colorado, Washington, Minnesota, Cincinnati. Still in rain delay. Not going to be at least another 30 minutes before we get going there. So, no, I'm concerned big time here. I still just can't think that Oklahoma City, they just look like a poor road favorite. I feel like the line is too high for these road favorites a little bit, but I'd be more concerned about Halliburton being a contributor there. I think I'm going to end up, after going over here in most of the series and being right? I'm going under next game. Actually, the two games in Indiana did go under the last two there. So I'm going under for sure here now in this next game. And you look, I guess if you want the Pacers, you might want to take them now because I imagine that Halliburton will make the lineup, given the type of injury it was, how long he played in the game, the fact that it has been bothering him already since game number 2. They said now that this has been an issue. So, I still want to think that the Thunder just don't have that fortitude. It took everything that they had just to get a half a point cover in that last game, in a game that they were, quite frankly, looking like they were going to lose. And then the things went their way. They played good to, get the win. And then things also went their way to get the cover. It was 6.5. So it really was a big, that was a big swing there in the fourth quarter to get that money.
I think, and we got a question about the referees. Have they been announced? DB Gnarly, usually they announce them at 9 a.m. Eastern on the day of the game. Now, sometimes they will kind of, I suppose, it'll leak out, but we don't know the refs yet. And then Jermaine saying more TJ McConnell. We'll see when they post the numbers, though. If Halliburton's out and we're sitting here at like a 11.5, 10.5, 11.5 on McConnell, we can't go there. Mel, Denver market got the same rating for the Stanley Cup Finals. Okay. Well, hockey belongs here. Hockey belongs here in Denver. It's a great sports market, man. Great sports market, Denver. One of the best in the country. I don't know if people talk about it enough. It's more of a football town than anything else, but such a great ballpark at Coors Field. They're packing 35,000 in there because it's the best singles bar in the world. Easily. Ramon, doesn't the closeout games go over and game 7s are under? I don't know. I can't answer his question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of maybe think of more famous game. Braves, by the way, have scored here. Ozuna, sacrifice fly, scored a run. And 3-0. 3-0 Atlanta here right now.
Ronald Acuna went deep. Since he came back, he's hitting 400. Here's the slash. 400, 500, 738, 8 home runs, 21 runs. Dang. Acuna's just flying, man. Well, not on the base pass, but everywhere else, this dude's going nuts. So Jazz Chisholm breaks the 30-inning scoreless streak for the Yankees. Maybe that'll get this team going. Maybe. Chris Sale's looking good for the Braves. Whole bunch of rainouts. And those are the stories in Major League Baseball tonight. Because, again, we've just got all these Midwest games getting rained out. And then the Rockies and the Nationals are still delayed in the first inning. We're not, I think from here on out, we're pretty much in the clear. Royals, Rangers, play that inside. It's not going to rain in San Francisco, Guardians, Giants, Astros, A's should be nice. Padres, Giants. So all the games that are still to come, the Reds and the Twins are in a rain delay too, but all the other games that are still to come looks like the weather's going to be okay. We've just had a lot of rainouts tonight. Pirates, Tigers, we got robbed out of Scooble. Cardinals, White Sox, we got robbed out of nothing. And then Brewers, Cubs. Those are 3 games that have been PPD for this inning. Or for this evening.
Seeing Bubic here, can he rebound a little bit off of a rough start here against Texas?
Yes.
We know this under situation in Texas has been money. It's kind of hard to even want to get off right now with these Texas unders at home here. What 9 and 20? I want to get the number right. 9 and 23. Let me make sure I got it right here to the under.
It's a
right
big number.
Home. 9. Oh, I'm sorry, 9 and 28. Excuse me. 9 and 28 to the under at home. You got Bubic here, who's obviously been one of the best pitchers in the league so far this season. Corbin, everybody makes fun of him a little bit, but he goes out there, does his job, throws some consistent innings, and does have his ERA at 3.66 right now, and that's not the Patrick Corbin that everybody kind of makes fun of so far. So I went with Kansas City and the under there. I'm also looking, I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to take Bubic's strikeout prop under here. I'll get that for you. Here
so Bubic K's under tonight. Oof. He's got a nice matchup here against Texas. 5.5 to the under is plus 144 at FanDuel.
Oh boy.
6.5 to the under is minus 162 at Bet River Sugar House.
Oh, all right. Well,
that's not a lot of K's, man.
I'm going to go with the big 5.5 at plus.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, what's the thought process behind this?
Look, with Texas at home here, look, they can make their contact here against us. Let me get the matchup exactly here and pull it up.
Okay. So Bubic, just as raw numbers. Here's his last few starts: 7 Ks, 9, 5, 9, 9, 3.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't tell you that much. But
no, and I would say that metrics wise, I don't know if it favors me there. I think the price wise is what I put.
Yeah, you get plus money at plus 144. It's interesting. It's plus 20 everywhere else around the industry. So, I mean, that's a big difference. Really big difference.
In this lineup, the only guy who's got Seager will have an advantage against him, but the rest of the guys might have it tough. But I'm taking it under. That's my prop here in this game. Look, this total. We know about the big run of unders, and look, this thing's gone from basically 8.5 under and all the way down here to 7.5 right now at Circa.
So something that I have been targeting is these games in Tampa and these games in Sacramento. And we could target those to the over. And it's baked in a little bit, but I'm seeing Astros A's tonight at 9.5. That's something I got my eye on tonight. And more than anything else, it's a ballpark factor. And the Astros bats have been absolutely sizzling recently. You've seen that. But these 2 minor league parks have been seeing runs go nuts. Problem is Framber's on the mound for the Astros, but I can see the Astros team total going over because Severino's really struggled out at home in that ballpark. So the Astros tonight, to me, look like possibly a team total over. And on top of that, maybe a run line at this point. I got to go see what the run line is, though. Ooh, the run line is minus 102. Even money at Sport Trade, if you bet Sport Trade, minus 102, minus 105 for the run line for the Astros against the A's. That's a little bit juicy, Ramon. You got any thoughts on this game?
Well, this is probably the lowest total we've seen in a while, I think. At the usually
Scramble.
they're double digits here, but maybe with Framber going there, I actually took under in his. I took under 18.5 outs at minus $1.20 for
Mm.
Framber. Yep, and I took a Severino under 6.5 hits allowed in this game. So I whiffed with the Athletics last night. But man, I just don't know about this. The price just still seems high for me on these Astros, as hot as
Yeah.
they. It's tough to get in bed with the A's here right now. That's for sure. We looks like we might have a solid, not a solid with the rain going, but they have set a start time of 8:30 Eastern for the Rockies and the Nationals. Now it looks like so that's still in a 45 minutes away, but they're going to try then rather than or out of the rain delay. They'll be looks like they've set a start time.
Yeah. Here's the problem. The Houston team total tonight is 5.5 even money. I can't bet a 5.5. I'm not going there. I guess we could parlay a 4.5, which would be fine, but you would have to take the Astros at that point. Let me see what the price would be. So the Astros are minus 168 favorites. And then if we could throw the Astros team total in there and get that down to 4.5, that's still only a minus 125. How is that possible? We've got that's what it is. So minus 125 price. That's not worth it. I'll be off. Maybe we'll bet it live tonight. We won't be on by the time that game starts, but that's a game that I'll be watching. And then we've got Kolek and a couple of pitchers going to the mound for the Dodgers tonight. The Padres, as you said, are really struggling. The Dodgers are minus 217 favorites at home. And the total in this game is 9.5.
It's probably still too high, but man, I just feel like the Padres are broken. I did go with Emmett Sheehan here under 3.5 Ks. We'll see how long he goes, making his comeback here from TJS. And look, he was pretty okay with the Dodgers for sure. He looked like a promising guy before he went down, like every Dodger pitcher does here at this point. And now these Dodgers are kind of, we get rid of some of these guys, go get Bionic Arm, and then we bring a few back here with Bionic and Kershaw, of course, too. But so Sheehan makes that return. We'll see how deep he goes. I went under 3.5 Ks because I'm not sure he's going to be overpowering necessarily. Padres scuffling along, though, here. They should probably try to make sure they're making some contact out there right now. And maybe I'm going to look to Sheets in a prop here, but I haven't gotten that far yet. With the Padres tonight, but I did take the Dodgers on the run line. I feel like the Padres are a little bit of dysfunctionality right now, and I did go with the over in tonight's game. It was 8-6 last night. It was a real frustrating game to watch for the Padres. Every game is frustrating to watch right now. That's the one team I can speak to on here from a fan's perspective.
So Stenberg is an amateur troller. Congrats on getting married. I'm sure you two fellas will share many years of happiness. Unless she grew something. I don't know what you're talking about, Stenberg. Hey, let's go back to the WNBA last night because Sophie Cunningham, I think she might be the most marketable player in the WNBA. What a beautiful woman. Absolutely gorgeous. She's just pulling girls' hair. She's kind of the enforcer for her girl, Caitlin Clark. We've got Caitlin Clark just being murdered. Every game, it seems like she's getting punched, she's getting pushed, she's getting knocked down. And it's amazing to me that so many of these how do I say this tactfully? Would you say that women are more jealous in general than men?
Who's watching?
Probably 99.999% men.
That's right.
This is a completely out of left field take, but it seems like there's a lot more jealousy in the WNBA than there is in the NBA, and you're seeing it. And I just don't think these women understand that the only reason why more people are watching is because of Caitlin Clark and now Sophie Cunningham. Literally the only two reasons why. That's it.
When I look at the contact from last night, right? I mean, I'm the first to say, hey, if I'm a coach, I'm going to say let's get after Clark. Let's put someone out there to harass her. But when it's a 20-point game with 90 seconds left, probably shouldn't have someone probably shouldn't have the best player in the game being poked in the eye. That just seems like a little bit of aggressiveness that doesn't need to be going on. Hey, I'll be the first to try to say, let's try to poke holes, not because I'm a Clark fan. Of course, I love sports and I like this league, and I think that it's great. What's happened here is great. Especially like I just said there a little bit too, right? Talked about, hey, this league has never made money. I know that's one of Maddie's favorite things. This league has never made any money. But like I said, with the valuations of these franchises, you probably could actually erase the deficits that they've racked up over the years, right? With the prices of these franchises going up. Still, nonetheless, you don't want to. It's a bad look for the league too. To what the way it went down last night. Surprising there were no suspensions. I don't know, maybe there will be fines still. I don't know if they did say anything about that, but it was funny because the coaches couldn't break it up, the other players couldn't break it up. They had to kind of like rush in security there to kind of get it going. So
one of the security guards grabbed Sophie by the ass too. You took your shot, man. I think it was on accident, honestly, but he did shoot a shot and he tried. Baseball, what's happening right now? Phillies leading the Marlins 4-zip in the fifth. My guy Trey Turner, he's 0 for 3 right now, but Bryson Stott hit a 3-run home run. Yankees and the Angels 1-1. Shanuel and Jazz Chisholm, each with home runs. They're going to the bottom of the third at Yankee Stadium. 30-inning scoreless streak snapped by Jazz. Bichette goes deep for Toronto, 1-0 over Arizona in the third. Acuna went deep for Atlanta, 3-0 over the Mets in the second. Tampa Bay, Baltimore, scoreless in the second. You said 8:30 the start time for the Nationals hosting the Rockies. For those of you interested in that game, I mean, we like to bet, so every game on the board, I guess, is in play. Still a rain delay in Cincy with Minnesota visiting the Reds. This afternoon, Boston took out Seattle 3-1, and then games still to come. Kansas City, Texas starts about 15-20 minutes. Cleveland at San Francisco late tonight, Houston at the A's, and San Diego and the Dodgers.
Yeah, we did just get an update with Minnesota and Cincinnati no earlier than 8:40 Eastern now, and put back another half an hour there. So you wonder how late that we're going to get here. In those games. Look, it is getaway day tomorrow, so you could squeeze in some double headers there. Maybe we've already seen it, right? Everybody was talking about it too. Holden, everyone wants to see Scooble go up against Skeens, but I don't think that teams are going to cooperate after the rain out today and the carryover of Haney and Scooble. You could have matched up the two hot pitchers there, but I think it's going to end up being Haney and Scooble still in the opener, and then Skeens, and then whatever Detroit decides to do.
God, that would have been nice to see Skeens Scooble, wouldn't it?
I mean, what are they?
Scooble action?
I know it's a tough, because it was getaway day, so they just had the day game, I think, was the original schedule, and now they're going to squeeze another one in afterwards. So why not? That your game one was the originally scheduled game there. This one's deep to center for Miami, and this one is gone. Home run here for the Marlins, and they're gonna.
Was that Norby? Was that that was Norby? Yeah. That dude can hit. He's down in the 7 hole tonight, too. Connor Norby going deep. It was a good matchup for him this evening, too, going up against a left-hander. I'm surprised they put him down that far in the order, though.
So get him on the board here. And
I need an update on the soccer from you. That's what I need. I need an update on soccer.
With a trip. Oh, you're going to get an update here with the Dominican Republic and Costa Rica. 1-1 here in the Concacaf Gold Cup. Like I said, this is the real tournament to me. This one they play every year. They play. I know that the FIFA Club World Cup, it's come to the United States, but this feels like the better game right now. We're in extra time in the first half. 1-1 Costa Rica and Dominican Republic. I said take Dominican Republic plus a goal and a half in that one. And Pachuca and Salzburg right now. This one is, guess what? I know it's soccer, Holden, but you know what has happened here in this game? We have a weather delay.
We got weather delays everywhere
This
tonight.
one's being played in Cincinnati, so you've already seen what the weather is kind of looking like there a little bit, right? So you wonder how much we'll get in. It's 1-0 right now in favor of Salzburg here, the team from Germany, going up against Pachuca of Mexico. And yeah, I guess that's going to be a little bit of a problem here right now. I wondered when I looked at it, and I said, wait a minute, the time is still the same from when I just told Holden a half an hour ago. So what's going on? But that's what's going on. Yep, that's what's going on. And the problem behind that, you wonder, they're playing a game also tonight at 9 Eastern in Washington, D.C. With Juventus here. So
huge soccer town, by the way. Huge soccer town, Washington, D.C. I lived there for 13 years. I got to tell you, man, I couldn't believe how big soccer was. Now, you do have a lot of people from all over the world there, but the young people in Washington, D.C. absolutely love soccer. What are the hotbeds for soccer? Probably Miami has got to be a hotbed for soccer, right?
Well, right now, I definitely think right now Miami
LA
probably has to be. LA, the thing about LA is they made the big splash many a year ago. Remember when they got David Beckham, who was, on the downside of his career for sure, but he came to Major League Soccer to kind of help put that league on the map. Kansas City's always been an interesting place for soccer. They have long-standing teams and tradition, teams that go back kind of a long ways. And I think Texas, I think Dallas as well there. So maybe in the chat, some people will have their suggestions there, but that's about where I'd probably go with it right now. And
DC's got to be top 5. It's just a great soccer town. Really is. Shadur Sanders issued a citation for driving 101. All right.
Guess he didn't hear Henry Ruggs' apology to that family that he killed the mom.
Same freaking day it happened too. Same day. Yeah.
That's not great. I don't want to drive. I get scared driving.
I think everyone's gone that fast though. Come on.
Oh, yeah, come on.
I mean, you get up to about 120.
I've driven Vegas to San Diego many a times.
When I was, you're out on that straightaway in the middle of the desert, right? You do about 120. Have you gotten up to 120?
Maybe.
Oh, hey, chat. Question: what's the fastest you ever driven? I'm not saying if you went in a race in NASCAR or something like that, and you took the free
the legal roads, right?
Legal road, fastest you ever driven. I still think I got up to 125. I was very young. Stupid as hell, dumb, and got up to about 125. Not bad. I wouldn't do it again. I wonder the last time I even went 100. Probably you went 165. Jermaine goes 140 a few times. 165. The most you've gone is 90. I can't remember if you hit 100, you'd remember that you hit 100. Wow, 160. What kind of car were you driving? On a bike? Oh, on a motorcycle. Hey, from what I know about motorcycles, faster you go, the easier it is to ride. You just lean into it. Motorcyclists are crazy. Absolute. Some of these guys are nuts on their bikes. Most you hit was 126. Viper was just trying to go up a mile an hour from me.
You ever watch MotoGP? I mean, you got where skin your knees.
Remote. I got 2 kids. Okay, and now I got a wife. I have no time to watch MotoGP. No time whatsoever. I'm a pretty chalky sports fan, right? Major League Baseball, NFL is my favorite. I'll watch the NBA just because it's so popular in the betting streets. College basketball, I absolutely love. Hockey, I used to love. I just don't watch it as much anymore. But for me, it's like 4. The big 4 for me is NCAA, basketball, NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball. And then, there are some other sports out there that I'll catch intermittently, but those are my big ones. Those are my big sports. You, on the other hand, like literally every sport, I think. Have you ever bet darts?
Oh God, yes.
Right? You love darts.
Yeah. Well, I usually bet, like the World Championships or the lead up to the World Championship, the ones that are live on TV. I mean, I can't sit there and bet darts and go, I got to check the internet and see if I won. But that event is pretty spectacular, and no doubt about it. So I can get into that. For whatever reason, Holden, they've said you've seen the stories that table tennis is like the third rated bet sport in Colorado.
Yeah, well, it's dropping down now. It's still in the top 10, but that to me is a total money laundering scheme. 100% money laundering. Russian money laundering through that.
Russians are throwing table tennis matches.
I mean, they're not just they're not just throwing them, they're money laundering. Come on. There's only one reason why that would be top 10. Why ping pong would be top 10.
It's table tennis, all right? No ping pong references, okay? It's table tennis, all right? Orioles with these 3 runs, you see in the chat there, they're talking about it. 4 runs now off of Bradley here, racking them up, holding in the top of the second. Got Cowser with a 3-run shot, and then Ced Mullins. There he is, Ced Mullins.
What'd you have Mullins on?
Ced Mullins to get a hit. I actually scratched off here home run, and I changed it to just get a hit. Dummy, but that's okay. Mullins gets his hit, and it's 4-0 O's, putting it on the Rays here again. So maybe I'm just wrong about this Orioles team. Maybe they are getting ready to go on a run here. But all I had heard from the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and from the bettors too, because these lines seem to be, the Orioles have been taking some money, it feels like, in some of these games, belying their, you look at their record, right? I mean, they're 24-36. That's better than they were just a couple weeks ago. So maybe there's something to that, but I don't see it. I don't see where a progression could come from. I guess every team has a right to improve, but they're doing the job again here on these guys.
Man, I'd be watching y'all more than sports. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, once the baseball games are done at night during the summer, I'm watching shows. I'm catching up on all my shows this summer. Tires from Shane Gillis, just took a shot on it. Funny show. There's no way you watch any shows on TV, Ramon. Not with all the sports. I highly doubt it. When was the last time you watched?
I'm like a news hound, kind of. I like watch news and stuff like that. Yeah, mostly that's what I end up watching. And like, I think I watched the Beast game, the Mr. Beast, the Beast games. I don't know.
With my daughter. Good show.
And I can't think of other types of shows, but mostly I watch news and Financial Channel. I'm kind of boring like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's boring. That's fine. You're absolutely fine. I got to switch over to this Phillies Marlins game because Trey Turner has been treating me very, very well over the last couple of nights in hits, runs, and RBIs. And right now he's 0 for 3. So this is, I don't know how many people are watching the Phillies and the Marlins, but I will be one guy that's going to be watching it here in a second. See if they can flip it over and get Turner to the plate. And maybe he can.
No, I've got it right here on my main screen in front of me, actually.
That's your main screen is the Phillies and the Marlins.
It was the first game that started, and I didn't rotate anything on a night like tonight. I just kind of filled them in as they were going. Just about to start here with Kansas City and Texas. Bubich and Corbin ready for the first pitch. Here I went Kansas City and under in that one. Again, just keep going under here.
It's good to be an under better. It's good. Going against the grain, pal. I don't mind that at all. All right. Let's see if we can get in on any of these games live. Let me go check out some numbers here. I'll go to DraftKings and then we can shop around. Phillies Marlins, top of the 6, 2 outs. Total is 7.5, but the juice is minus 35. I'm not sure the Marlins are going to score much more tonight. Diamondbacks, Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays got another run. Here's another game. See, this is interesting. Diamondbacks, Blue Jays. It's 2-0 Jays, top of the 4th. The total is 7.5. Ooh. Let me look into this game. Toronto. So it was 8.5 to start the game. The Blue Jays were popping in the optimizer, and then we got the Diamondbacks offense, which is totally awesome. And Eric Lauer has gone out and completely shoved. See, the reason why the Blue Jays were popping was because Eduardo Rodriguez had been struggling. He's throwing decent tonight. He's
yeah,
not
we just saw that play just now, holding a run scored on catcher's interference. There's 3 outs now, but that's how they took the 2-0 lead.
Yep.
On a catcher's interference call there. Also, the Orioles added another run, Gunnar with a RBI hit.
I'll say that I don't know where Lauer came out of, but he's sitting here with a 2.37 ERA this year and a .92 WHIP. So, do I really want to target that?
A while.
Yeah. Do I really want to target 7.5 in that game? 5-0 Baltimore, like you said. Okay. Angels, Yankees, total dropping to 7.5. It's 1-1 in the 4th. I mean, I know the Yankees got a run, but is there 8 runs being scored in this game, Ramon?
Well, look, I think with the Yankees struggling, that'd be the question. I did go over here, but it was a high number. It was 9.5. I mean, to begin. Remember, I just thought the Yankees. I wasn't saying bounce back. I don't want Maddie to get the wrong idea here. And now we're already in the top of the 5th. It obviously went under in the first 5 here with a 1-1 game right now. So look, we've seen under so far in this series, right? So. It is funny because that's the way I think, if I'm not mistaken, the series went last time back when they were in it. Let me see here.
Hold on, I got an important call here. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. No problem. I'll chat it up here with
That's my lawyer. I mean, we'll cut that off. We'll cut that off early.
Okay, maybe
nobody wants to talk to their lawyer. Gerardo's taking Arkansas minus 45 against LSU.
Okay, and right now in the game, it is currently no score, top of the 4th. Here we're cruising along with these two teams. I said go over, but right now no score in the matchup.
What do you think of that number? What do you think of that minus 45 to back Arkansas?
Well, it is cheaper than what the game went off at, but it's actually higher than the opening line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on Arkansas, so I'd probably still be willing to do it.
Gerardo's also taking Kansas City over the Rangers. Bubic and Corbin. Where did Patrick Corbin get his mojo back from? He was the worst pitcher in the league for like 3 years. And now he's keeping Texas in these games. Is Maddox their pitching coach?
I've always been kind of down on everybody getting on this guy, so I'm glad he's been okay here of late. But I took the Royals here. I went Royals and under, and like I said, Bubic under those 5.5 Ks right now. So
it is Mike Maddox, by the way. That doesn't shock me. I think, you know what, Gerard, I'm going to tail you if the Royals don't get a run here, so we can get that down to maybe minus 15. I don't want to pay that juice. Also, you know what else I should do is probably search around and see if there's a better number. But I was actually thinking about taking the Royals because I do love Bubic. I don't care that he's had a couple of hiccups here recently. The dude's just a badass.
And my man Ramon Laureano, 3-run home run. It's 8-0.
Oh boy, here come the O's.
You're smashing.
Here come the O's. I know a lot of you are watching on X. If you get a chance, come on over to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House, subscribe. So you'll get everybody, all of our shows, our live shows. You got to be a premium member, though, for our NASCAR, for some of our NASCAR shows, for some of our shows right now. If you did want to sign up, I know that we got the NFL only. We're under 80 days. We're under. Yeah, I think it's 78 days. College football. We're gonna do a lot more college football. Go to Nuke the House. Code's up there. Enter it. Sign up for any plan. We won't charge you unless you want to be charged. Gerardo betting Arkansas. Gnarly saying Arkansas is up 1-0.
Yeah, they did. Just hit a home run here for Arkansas to take a 1-0 lead in this one here in the top of the fourth inning right now is Helfrich with the long ball here for the Hogs.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this Royals number real quick. So it touched 115 for about 2 seconds. I couldn't get the bet in. And now it's sitting at 135 because of a 3-0 count. I'll wait, Gerardo. Gerardo's just a damn good bettor. I have no problem. Mel is great in hockey. Gerardo's great in everything. A lot of our members and our viewers are just really good bettors. Ramon, you know that. Ramon.
Holden, get into my belly. Home run, 2-1 Yankees. I wanted to criticize him. He said, take that, Ramon. Home run to right field, solo shot, 2-1.
Who?
Bottom of the belly. Get in my belly.
Get him. Oh, that's why you say, get in my belly. Where's the shitter? I got a turtle head puking out. Only old people remember quotes from Austin Powers. Like, there's no way anybody under the age of 30 has ever seen an Austin Powers movie. Right? Maybe even 35. I don't think so.
Yeah, it really, because it seems like such a nice cult movie that would, kind of transcend the generations a little bit. But
I don't think so.
I
just think we're old and we like those movies. And that's how it was.
It's so hard to find movies like that now, isn't it? Or are they just not coming in my direction here? I mean, I'm so dumb. You say I don't watch. I watch those dumb movies on when you're flipping through Instagram or something, and they have those terrible actors, and they're like, Holden, you're the $1 million capitalist, and this woman's gonna marry you.
Oh, okay, Jermaine. My girl's 30 and she loves Austin Powers. Okay. I just had no faith in the younger generations. Mini-Me is just a remarkable. Oh, the new Naked Gun's coming out. I actually have a little bit of hope for it. Now, that's a movie, if you have not watched, if you like dumb comedy, Naked Gun is great. O.J. Simpson's in it. The Queen of England was in it. Not the real one. Leslie Nielsen was great. That first one was a great movie. I loved The Naked Gun. The new one's coming out with Liam Neeson.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. It's easy to pin me on, Ramon's probably not watching. But I think back in the, when there was a TV guide, right, and there were a movie theater, I don't think that I wasn't part of the, good times. I think now I just I binge watch something now and then, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, Royals were minus 135. I hopped in and tailed Gerardo at minus 109 on DK after the Royals went down 1-2-3 in the first with Corbin.
Yeah. Right now, it's Phoenix 53-38 over Connecticut. So that's right on the new spread right now, and they're in the third quarter. Just a couple minutes in here, actually, 6.5 to go with that 15-point lead, and what I've been watching here the last couple of nights. So this is what I do in the summer and there's not as much handicapping. I've been watching the World Series of Poker last couple of nights too. They had the $250,000 high roller final table last night that I watched.
Can you bet on people playing poker?
You can only usually bet on the World Series of Poker final table. That's really all they're, maybe there's some books will put up maybe who'll get player of the year or something like that. One of the most popular things, and Daniel Negreanu runs it, and he gets a bunch of his high roller friends and they stream it, right? And they do a fantasy draft of all the top player, whoever they want to pick, right? But it's usually just all their high roller friends that they end up picking, and they, plunk down about $10K each to draft them, and then they do like a little fantasy poker every year. And sometimes I've checked out their little draft. Daniel, I mean, a lot of people hot and cold on Daniel, but hey, he's the man that represents the game now. No longer is it Phil Helmuth or Phil Ivey necessarily. Ivey's had his share of controversies.
Yes. A
But
lot of
I still like watching those final tables. I saw a great one last night, and both guys had 40 million against 45 million in chips, and they got it all in at the final table. But it was aces against ace king, and ace king won, kind of upset the pair of aces of Alex Foxen, who's kind of a top player. The other guy won his first bracelet. And there's one guy that is a real character right now. He's probably he's the villain of the whole World Series, named Martin Cabral.
Okay.
And this guy is a fidgeting guy who will, say some off-color remarks. Maybe not off-color, but he tries to get in your head a little bit. And he's a multi-bracelet winner. He's definitely a top player, but there are several, there are people that just don't like this guy just because the way he conducts himself at the table is not very professional. I think anybody watches him sometimes he gets warnings sometimes about, he's been kind of called out for some cheating. Maybe he's been marking some cards once in a while. And, But he's a player that people are actually starting to embrace a little bit too. Maybe they need a villain again in poker. But poker on TV, it's not as big as it used to be. They really don't even televise any tournaments anymore on mainstream. You can watch them on YouTube for free. I get that little poker channel, but only the main event itself gets any live coverage anymore. This one's deep, way back, and the Angels are going to tie this one. Joe Adell with the home run off Yarbrough, 2-2 here, top of the fifth right now. So the Angels tie this one up.
Can you name? All right, let's do a little MLB trivia, okay? The longest World Series droughts in Major League history, okay? The longest Major League Baseball World Series droughts out there.
Currently?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I know the Padres were born in 1969 and they never won.
The Indians Guardians, that's the longest one from 48.
Okay.
There's another team from 1969 that was formed that has never won a World Series. Who's the other team?
That would be the Expos / Nationals.
The Nationals won a World Series.
Oh, okay. 1960 Royal. They won two.
Who was the other team that was formed in 1969?
I know this.
The Orioles, 1983. That's the fifth longest drought. Guardians, number one. Whichever team was formed in 1969 besides for the Padres, that's another one.
Because the Expos were also formed in 69, but there was one other team as well.
I know. Brewers.
Yeah, but they were not they were the Pilots, right?
They moved to Seattle
after one or two seasons.
Yeah. And for some reason here, it just came up. So the Mariners / all right. So the Guardians won, Brewers, Padres, Mariners, Pirates, Orioles, Tigers, 1984, Mets, 1986, 89 A's, 90 Reds, 91 Twins. Rockies have never won it. Blue Jays haven't won it since 93. Mm-hmm. Diamondbacks 01, Angels 02. That was it. Okay.
I remember the 1979 Pirates. We Are Family.
Stargell.
Yeah.
Parker wasn't on that team. Was Tekulve on that team?
No, Parker was on the team for sure.
He was?
Oh, yeah.
Parker was there?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, yeah, Tekulve. John Candelaria was a pitcher on the team as well. And Tim Foley was the shortstop there. I'm trying. I might be able to get a few more of these Pirates here, I think.
Really? Steve Blass wasn't around then, was he?
Oh, I think it was close, but I don't think so. I think he was done. I think he was not on the team on that. Maybe it was.
Come for the one live bet, stay for the Pirates from 1970s. I love it.
Well, let me. I could spruce this up. I was waiting. We just don't have enough games. It feels like, huh? Here tonight.
Fine. Name one major league player, one of the 11 that played for at least 12 franchises.
Holy moly! There's been 11 of them.
I thought it was going to be Julio Franco, but he's not one of them.
Well, I got to go with Gaylord Perry first of all.
Gaylord Perry, you think? Nope.
Oh, come on.
No, Gaylord Perry did not play
Gaylord
for these.
Perry not play for 12 teams.
There's only 11 players that have ever played for 12 franchises.
That in itself seems like I would never.
I don't even know how you get that. Like, I would have thought Jesse Orosco or I would have thought Julio Franco, because Julio Franco played for everybody. Everyone.
I was at the game when he hit the home run. I guess he was 47 years old. I was at that. It was playing the Padres. He won the game, I think, on a home run. It was, I think, the oldest player in to homer. I want to say 47 years old.
Dude, how about playing for 12 teams?
I can't think of a one. I mean, I'm trying to think, but I mean, yeah, you'd think of a journeyman reliever or something like that. Like, I would imagine it's not any list of Hall of Famers.
Don Ossie or Jesse Orosco, but I can't get any of these guys. I have no idea. I cannot name. Oh, Ricky Henderson played for a lot of teams, but he didn't play for 12. 12 teams?
I just can't think of a. I mean, it'd be like I'd need a bunch of clues here, maybe.
I'm gonna go look it up, and I'll give you some hints. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Okay. One guy played from 99 to 2013. Now he's dead. Okay. Another player went 03 to 19. Okay. Another left-hander just retired. There's a left-handed pitcher that just retired.
Kind of a soft tosser guy that
late
in his career or something like that.
Yeah, do you know who it is? And another guy was really fat. I'm going to give you the list.
Okay? No, I like the clues. I'd rather try to get them, but I guess I'm not going on.
So okay, all right. One guy retired in 2019, played 17 years. He made his last appearance with the Tigers. I remember him most from, the Nationals, because he was there. He played for the Nats, Cubs, Marlins. Another guy is dead. He was a reliever. He was with the Astros. I think he was a rookie with the Mets, and then he came up with the Tigers. The next guy is an old lefty. I mean, and he just retired. So I can't give you any more hints than that.
All right.
Here we go. Edwin Jackson. Octavio Dotel. Rich Hill.
Rich Hill. Hold the phone. He might be back next week.
Yeah, he might. Mike Morgan. Matt Stairs. Fernando Rodney. Rod Malone. Paul Bacco. He played for the Cubs and the Braves, if I remember. Miguel Batista. Henry Blanco. Bruce Chen. You remember Bruce Chen?
How can these guys play on 12 teams? They actually had actual appearances?
Yeah, Royce Clayton. Royce Clayton, Bruce Chen, Henry Blanco, Bartolo Colon.
Oh, God. You gotta have
some guy named Joe Gerhardt who played from 1873 to 1891. Like, did he play for every team?
That was another. I got a Cologne's. I was at a game where he hit a game-winning home run.
How did I not get
Cologne, of all people, hit the game-winning as a pinch hitter?
A friend of mine, a legit friend of mine, LaTroy Hawkins, 11 teams. And Kenny Lofton played for 11. Wow. Julian Tavares played for 11. Remember Julian Tavares? Todd Zeal. Boy, that's quite the list right there.
Funny, that doesn't seem like 11. Those guys would play. That they did play for that many teams, but that's baseball.
That's
you'd
baseball.
Never see that back. Yeah, you'd never see that before the turn of the century.
No, you wouldn't. All right, let's get back to baseball here. Texas
did start before the turn of the century.
Right after I bet The Royals, Texas took a 2-0 lead. Come on, Gerardo. We got a lot of game to go, but that's not a good start for us, pal.
Who got it? Who got it?
Wyatt Langford.
Okay.
He's kind of a badass. He's a good young player. Really good young player. And it's amazing that Aaron Judge continues to struggle.
Who died? Who died holding out of that group? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then was that the one in the nightclub where like the nightclub fell on him and down in the Dominican Republic?
Was he that one? That was only a year or so ago, huh?
I mean, that happened pretty recently. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Let me go look it up where he died. Yeah, the roof collapsed.
Within a year. Was it maybe within 6 months even?
Santo Domingo. Yeah, he died last April.
Connecticut's come back here a little bit, pulled to within 8 of Phoenix, 57-49 in our WNBA game here, and Texas got another one.
3-0.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You said 2. Okay,
yeah, 3-0.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say 3-0.
I didn't hear what you had said, so I didn't see, but it was. Garcia drove in the second run, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Redskins is trending. Guys, it's never going back to the Redskins. It's just not.
I told you the win what they could have done, and they could have had a winning theme that was right on line with the
what?
Okay, I would have went with the Red Tails. Okay, you could have kind of kept the same logo a little bit. The Red Tails, of course, you remember the but the Tuskegee Airmen, right?
Yep.
They were called the Red Tails. So you bring in a little African American heritage in there. You put a pilot with the tail. You can still keep that redskin type of logo with a head in there. You just change it to a man in a bomber helmet or something, like he's going like an airman, and the Red Tails. You still got the red in there. As in the name, I would have went with the Washington Red Tails.
I'd have kept football team.
I'd have kept football team. That's what we have here in the new Major League Soccer team in San Diego. They're just called San Diego FC. They don't need a fancy nickname. Well, that's different. Soccer, they don't have the fancy nicknames sometimes anymore. Like the Colorado Rapids.
The New York Cosmos was the best one.
New York Cosmos was great. Great team name.
Pele. That's when I liked soccer, when Pele was playing. That's how old I am. Yeah. I'm 51 in a month from today. People say time goes quick, but it really doesn't. How about this? The days are long and the years go by short. That's what I'll say. The days are long and the years go by short. But it was cool to get married, man. It was pretty awesome. Went up to literally up on the top of a gigantic mountain. Got married. You ever been married, Ramon?
No one's interested.
I mean, someone's interested. The problem is you're watching the World Series of Poker at 1 a.m.
Minnesota and Cincinnati.
Chase the subject. Ramon.
We're pushing this one back now. Minnesota and Cincinnati to 9:15 Eastern. We'll be up all night watching.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna play that. I wonder if they're gonna end up playing that game. Where the hell is my guy Keg? Keg.
He was on vacation too, they said.
He was on like a mental health break. It was tough sledding for my boy the Kegger. It was tough sledding for my boy the Kegger. There's no question. And then you will not find an ownership group of any company with more bad luck than we have. Gerardo's taking Costa Rica, Dominican Republic over 3 and over 3.5.
Oh, okay.
What do you think of that?
1-1 here with about 25 minutes left in the game.
Is that the Gold Cup?
Yep.
The Gold Cup. So we're going over. So they're in the 64th minute now.
I'm on Dominican Republic plus a goal and a half. pre-flop in that one.
Let's see here.
Colorado and Washington. Guess what? We're underway here with that one.
Where'd you get minus 105 for 3, Gerardo? That's what I want to know. Wow. Here come the Braves again. Runner on second, one down. They got Sale on the mound. Looking good tonight. Hopefully the bullpen, if you're a Braves fan, doesn't blow it again. Soccer. Here we go. Let's find the Gold Cup. Costa Rica, Dominican Republic. I mean, by the time I get in here, yeah, they're only doing half goals. Where can you get full goal numbers? Do you know where, Ramon? Do you know where you get the full numbers?
Well, I'm checking out here, see what we can do. I'm looking right now. Maybe go to Bovada, where I'm seeing right now 3 over 3. Oh, no, just got taken off the board here. So I wonder if there's some. Oh, back on here. 3 goals at plus over at plus 118 at Bovada currently.
Yeah, I don't have offshore. You have to bet offshore too, don't you? Because the online
No, I'm
market,
in Vegas. I'm actually breaking the law here, I think.
the online market there is horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, I have not changed the address, and they don't use Bovada. I don't think uses any kind of geolocating. So
That's good. That's good.
Doesn't matter where you live when you transact in cryptocurrency.
Bovada used to pay well too. I used to just put out a tweet for them a day, five days a week, and they would pay $500 a month just to do nothing, basically. All that money. If it drops to 2.5, take the over. Yeah, the problem is with the 2.5, Gerardo, is just the juice is nasty. It's minus 235.
Oh yeah, that's no good. That's no good. That's way out of line. Should be not even close to that. That book is jacked because I'm showing the other books are sub 200 actually on that.
MGM is minus 220. What else? DK is minus 200. So you're getting better numbers offshore on that total. Looks like I won't be getting in on that. Minus 200 is just something I can't lay on. What part of Vegas are you in, Ramon?
Paradise Valley.
I don't remember Paradise. I lived in Summerlin for 1 year to the day. Is Paradise Valley south?
South of the airport.
South of the airport. Okay. Is it 110 there yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, 105 today, I think it was.
I can't handle that, dude.
I can't either. That's why I stay here in the satellite studios.
That's kind of your winter, though. Your summer is your winter, and your winter is your summer. You can actually go outside. Just 120 degrees ain't for me. I cannot do it. I mean, it's going to be 90 here soon, and that pisses me off. Hate it. Hate hot weather. Absolutely loathe it. All right, let's get back to the sports. So what do we got in the WNBA game? Because we're on a minus 14.5 and an over.
Yeah, right now 64 to 53. Mercury leading here by 11. So it's going to be a little tough, I think, to get that number. Connecticut came back. Phoenix kind of extended the lead. Right now, current line is 12. Total is trending under here at 153. So not good so far. 9:15 to go in the game here with Phoenix leading by 11.
Baseball, Phillies still lead the Marlins 4-1. This game's moved to the bottom of the 7th in Miami. We've got the Rockies and Nationals underway, finally underway. So Mitchell Parker, I'm thinking the Rockies offense might get going again tonight. That team's been playing better baseball as of late. They got rid of their manager, and I mean, it took them a little while to get going. That was a historically bad month, or actually 2 months for this team. April and May were just brutal. We've got the Angels and the Yankees tied at 2 in the 6th, 30-inning scoreless streak for the Yankees was snapped on a Jazz Chisholm home run. Bellinger went deep. Shanuel went deep. Diamondbacks, Blue Jays, bottom of the fifth. Blue Jays at it again. They're up 2-zip. Bichette's gone deep. There's runners on first and second, nobody out. The Twins and the Reds, man, they don't want to call that game yet, though. So it makes me think they want to get in there. Acuna went to this. They haven't started. So Braves 3-0 over the Mets. Sale has got a nice little shutout working right now. Blackburn's out. They've gone to the bullpen for the Mets. Chris Sale, 4 shutout innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So a decent start for Chris Sale tonight. 8-0 Orioles over the Rays. Rangers lead the Royals 2-0 going to the bottom of the second in Texas. And
yeah, here's a pitch in the dirt, and it's going to be 4-0 here for the Braves.
Yeah, that's it. I got to get rid of it. Gnarly says it's 95 with 88% humidity I think he's in Houston. Ugh. Yeah, I can't do that, man. I actually want to just move to the mountains at about 10,000 elevation where it's about 55 degrees right now. 55, 60 degrees in sun. That's my weather. Ramon, does it even get that cold there during the winter?
Absolutely. It's very, very cold there.
Yeah, it gets to the 40s. We got baseball, more baseball games, but they won't start up for an hour. Trying to think if there's any. I'll just go back to the Yankees and Angels, I suppose. Let me go check and see if that soccer total is moved to where the juice is okay. -170 for an over. They're in the 70th minute. When would that juice get down to -25? In the 80th minute?
Ooh.
And then you got what, maybe 15, 17 minutes to get a goal? Big Scott, 5'10". You know Big Scott, Ramon?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Big. Padres first 5 plus a half, -105.
Let's go, Padre. Like I said, I have pretty frustrated right now, and maybe I've let my heart get in the way of my betting here going against the Padres tonight.
What up, Big Scott? Big Scott, you get a minute. Go to our Nuke The House YouTube channel if you're watching on X. If you're watching there, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. And now it's time for Ramon to give his plug for his stuff. I love it when Ramon toots his own horn. Let's go, Ramon. Plug it.
Well, I do a show every day on the Sports Money Network at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, the morning steam. I just try to go over every game, look at the line. We're on right at a critical time for early line moves. A lot of times we get a line update from the line service, and we'll hear it in the background and let everybody know when a game is on the move. And we actually try to help people beat the line in some of these. A lot of people are sitting there with their phones, with their devices, or at a computer ready to go making their bets. And look, I don't say go with me. I make a pick in every game, but I don't say just go with me. I just try to let everybody know where the line is moving. I like to say, Holden, I know who the sharps are on. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's the way I try to analyze it anyway. I mean, we always say, why is this the line? Why is that the line? So that's what I do on that show. Just go over the whole card. And the most important thing about the show is the chat. I really look for the people in the chat. People like Big Scott, Jermaine in here. These are my guys, Gerardo, all these guys hanging out with me every morning. If they weren't there, I wouldn't do the show. That's for sure. I'm not going to do the show for nobody. So I'm really, really thankful, to be on that channel. I'm on a few other channels too, Holden, right now, including this one. And maybe I'm just, I want to say I'm whoring myself out, but hey, I like to make friends. I like to interact with different people and hear all the takes in sports. So I really appreciate being here on the Nuke the House channel. And I go back, of course, with Keg. Before the pandemic, we were doing some shows back when doing shows wasn't cool. So this is still kind of a bit of a home for me here with these guys. Spread a Stare, of course, Tyler. These guys I was rolling with back in the day. And
they got me through the pandemic. Seriously, because there was nothing going on. We had just launched at the other place. And I sit with Keg, Matt, who at the time was Twatty, Matt, Joey Work, Tyler, Maxwell Smart, who again is just, I think he's back in prison. All those guys, they just,
We're watching
They
Joey.
got me through it, dude. They got me through it.
I remember watching Joe. I hope he's watching. I remember watching Joey one night, and he took a camera to a party, right? And I don't know what was going on, but just starts making out with this woman at the party. I think he said later on it was spontaneous.
On the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's remarkable. Good for Joey Work. I miss Joey Work too. He's a
I
good
don't know
one.
what we were watching that day or why it was on, but that was a little bit after. I think that was, I'll say 4 or 5 years ago.
You know what the only thing I've eaten today? Indian food. Only thing I've eaten. I smell awful. Awful. It's a good thing I'm sitting in my studio. Had chicken tikka masala today with some garlic naan. Don't get near me. Surprised you can't smell me through the broadcast.
All right. Well, I'll take my shower.
Jermaine, a Ramon, Nuke, all you guys I watch, appreciate y'all. Much respect. Got to find a cap for a game. I can't imagine y'all grind. I don't know, more of a grinder than Ramon. You and Fox just bet on everything. Everything.
Jermaine was right. He's there with me every morning. We're going over the games. Jermaine's got his opinions. I flash all the, I flash everybody who types a play. I try to flash it on the screen, kind of like this. I've been trying to experiment with this little thing right here on my show, but it kind of interferes with the graphics that I use. But I am thinking about starting to use it. I like the way it looks. I know it's a little small, but I just used it for about a part of a show. And when you run a little graphic along the bottom, like I do for every game, it makes the graphic kind of go to a second line. And, I'm not a big veteran of TV, done some TV. I know you've done a lot, but I don't like when it messes with my graphic.
Where'd you do TV at?
I did Prep Pigskin Report in San Diego.
Okay.
Familiar with that show? It's been on for 25 years, but
wow.
I took my hand in doing it for about 5 years, and only left because I just didn't feel like it's a young person's game when you're doing those high school games.
Yeah.
But I did that show, and they have a great host out there who's been incredible over the years, Paul Rudy.
I hated TV. Absolutely hated it. From having to dress up and wear suits to wearing makeup to not being able to give any opinions. Yeah, I could not stand television. I wouldn't get back into it. It's an awful job. It pays well, but it's just an awful job. Ugh. Especially local TV. Like the only people that watch local TV are people that don't have cable and old people. That's it. It's not good.
No, like just said, what are they just saying? They were saying they had just changed now, right? That would how about this whole? I've been a newspaper columnist.
When were you a newspaper columnist?
Look at the date on this thing, 1995. Look at me, I have hair there, attorney shaping up to be.
What was
1995. Look at the date on this one.
Where did you? Oh my God, Ramon, you had a lot more hair. Where did you write for?
Right there. So Holden, before I started in the newspaper business I started as a Cub reporter, and I was so dedicated to it. Within 6 months, I had to turn 18. I was an early graduate from high school, and they put me right into the thing. And after I turned 18 and didn't tell them that I wasn't 18 because I was working as just a stringer, and then they gave me a full-time job basically, and I thought this is great. I'm working at a 100-year-old newspaper. I'm just out of high school. I don't even need to go to college. I'm going to do this all. This is before nobody knew the internet was coming. Nobody knew what the internet was at that, back in the 1987. So I did that for many years, and then after that dried up, I started doing my own high school prep coverage, and still do it to this day, actually, and interview the kids and everything. I think I told you that, but I still do my football show on Friday nights, even when we're into a big weekend. So I just love that stuff.
Just a grinder, man. What about radio? Did I like doing that? Yeah. I worked with one guy that was a total piece of shit. So for about 3 years in Washington, D.C., it was miserable. But outside of that, I loved doing radio. Boston was the easiest place I ever did radio. 2003, you can imagine what happened when Grady Little left Pedro in the ALCS. That was the easiest day of radio I think I've ever done in my life. Ever. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. I think the most rewarding one was doing middays for the MLB network radio. It was XM, then Sirius XM, because I used to get to go down on the field any baseball game I wanted. World Series, regular season. That was probably my favorite. Now I can't even sniff the field. I don't even know anybody anymore. I just don't know anybody anymore. So I've been out for a while. I think I'm going to have to change careers though. Like, I don't know what I'll be good at, but I just haven't had a job in 30 years. I've just been doing broadcasting.
Here you go, Holden. I don't know if I have much proof. I have some, all my YouTube, but this is on the phone at least, doing a little on site there with the guy.
Yeah, there you just pulling up your own photos. I love it.
Well,
how many nudes you got on there? How many nudes you got on there?
Oh man, hey, a very active social life on the internet.
Oh, we're on Facebook tonight too. I didn't realize that. We got a like from somebody. Let's see, who is that? Tina Ornelas. What up, Tina? Shout out. If you're watching on Facebook or X, come on over to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House YouTube channel. Leave a like, and then make sure you subscribe to our channel as well. And then go check out Ramon if you're up early in the morning.
Here's the one, the team, they were kind of making this one. I wish I could have the video. I do have the video, but this is a video that, like, at the end of the game, the team gathers behind the reporter a little bit, right? Yep. And I'm like, they're dancing, and I start doing their little dance. Or they thought it was a big kick, but for some reason I don't only have a picture of it there. But wait, here. Okay, so like, oh damn it. Okay, hold on. So I got, oh man, it's not a great view of it, but like, here we go. They're dancing, and then here I am, kind of. Oh, and I was doing the dance, I guess. But,
I'm still waiting for that nude. Looks like I'm not going to get that tonight. Oh well, things happen. Oh, my Trey Turner bet, it ran out of steam. 0 for 4 tonight. No over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, or 2.5 this evening. Rockies Nationals end of 1, scoreless there. Philly's still up on the Marlins 4-1. Maybe it's time to go back to the Yankees.
Maybe it's time to go back to the Rays. I'm wondering here. I'm thinking about maybe grabbing these guys here at plus some runs here. They've gotten 3 in this inning, so it's 8-3 right now, and they're plus 7.5 at minus 120. I kind of want to take a plus 5 maybe. That line's wrong, but let me see what it is.
It's 4.5 minus 12.
Plus, okay, yeah, that might be. I'm gonna go just a little bit deeper here. Let's see, plus
that
4.
bullpen is really bad with the Orioles.
Yep,
really
plus
bad.
4 is a plus 120, so maybe I can grab that. Plus 4 at plus 120. That's about the best I can. What's the money line here?
Why don't you just get out of it? Why don't you just get on it at the end of the inning? They got a runner on second. You're probably going to get 5.5 at the same number, or 5, or 4.5 at big time plus money is probably what it's going to be.
Yeah. Smoke says, "Look, I'm a TV commentator. I'm a poker dealer. I've been a sports bar manager, a content creator, a bookie, a private bookie."
Were you a private bookie?
Yeah, but that's part of the business when you're a sports bar manager back in the day.
Did you ever have to beat anybody up or send guys?
It wasn't that way, It wasn't that. Hey, as a sports bar manager, if you come pay your tab, Holden, hey, if you come drop a nickel on me, you're drinking for free tonight, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Sports bar manager. Where was the sports bar? Was it in a casino?
La Jolla.
Where?
In the La Jolla Village Square shopping center across from the beautiful Mormon temple.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
You're
about.
Running number 6 of the Mormon.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The beautiful Mormon temple there in the La Jolla.
It really is gorgeous, but the fact that you were running numbers there is just that close to it is hilarious. That Yeah, I love. What a great story.
On the
Ramon.
scene here I am on this. This is like my memory lane here. I'm looking through these pictures. On the scene here is a reporter. I don't know what year this is at all, but I'm old.
Wow, look at that, Ramon. Classy man. Classy man. Hey, we're only gonna be on for a little while longer. Let's talk about tomorrow night's game.
With you. Yeah,
tomorrow night we'll be on at 8 Eastern. The game will tip off at 8:35. Okay, Ramon's gonna be with me again. So this number is moved. OKC minus 4.5 on the road, minus 6.5. That's with the Halliburton news. Probably not going to be 100%. I think it was a calf or an ankle. They're saying one of those two. By the way, Big Scott's hitting the Rays 4.5 plus 110. Okay. 6.5 is the spread. 221.5 is the total. I know you kind of think that 6.5 is a little much to lay. So are you thinking you're going to go with the Pacers? Or are you going to wait on the
stick with the Pacers? I haven't gotten off the Pacers yet, actually. So, Pacers have gotten the money in a few, obviously, here. And look, the line's increased because of the Halliburton news. Once he's in, it's going to go back down, I'm sure, here a little bit. Once he's officially ruled in, it feels like. So, but I ended up on the under here, and that's where the move is going. Right, it opened 224, 225, down to 221.5 here, and I imagine once Halliburton's in, it'll tick back up again a point or so. So that's for me. I'm gonna just try the Pacers again. I just think that. You look at Oklahoma City; they finally got to cover on the road. What are they, 1-9 against the spread now? Right, in their last 10 on the road. So,
hold on a second. Keg is listening. He's watching.
All right.
He said he just put something new in here. So this is the new clip he did. Hopefully, this doesn't get us copyrighted.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
So.
I didn't use Busta Rhymes saying, "Oh my God," from Tribe Called Quest.
When I was on last week, I didn't know. I'd watched some Nuke the House. I'd watched some the coverage, but maybe I didn't realize it because I was going back and forth. So I'm like, Sean, you just won a. Can we please get a Blue Oyster call? Can we get some? Can we get? He told me the bad news, and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, no more Sean music effects. What are we gonna do?
Thank God. They were so I'm glad we got flagged because now we don't have to listen to those.
See, I liked them, but maybe just because we'd done them for so long.
Yeah. I'm glad they're gone. Hey, Gerardo's giving us a couple updates. He's got the over 3 and 3.5, the Costa Rica DR game, 2-1. And then our Royals are on the board.
No, I'm holding on there then.
So much for the under.
Keg hasn't seen that little button there, Holden. Keg hasn't seen that little button on. How did you get the screen on the chat with the control there on the StreamYard?
Yeah, you like that? Can you even read it though? I mean, I'm looking here on my laptop. You can see it a little bit. You can see it a little bit. How did I get the chat on the screen? It just says at the top of the comments, Kegger, it says show comments on the stage. Just click it on. That's how you do it. I should have taken Costa Rica in the over. I only moved on Ugalde. Soccer. Anytime goal. Even money. Okay.
Yep. And in an hour after that, it'll be Mexico and Suriname, as we said. And I'm on Suriname. But, Gerardo was on Mexico, so let that stand. I rarely go against my man there, but I guess it did. They did resume play in that Pachuca-Salzburg game in Cincinnati, and I am on the exact score line on the record on another show. Holden there I was on. I don't know if I can announce all the shows I'm on, but was on the record. I said 1-1 exact score line, so we'll see if I can hold on with that. And Fernando says there's been a big move on Alain there in the World Cup. They were plus 1,000 really on the opener, and they're down to plus 575 in their matchup with Juventus, classic Italian team here. But it does feel like Juventus maybe not. They don't have their best, and maybe they're not taking it as seriously as they should. They're still a 1-goal favorite.
I have a question for you. Name one of the 3 countries that borders Suriname. I bet you most people didn't even know it was in South America, but name one of the 3 countries that borders Suriname.
Oh man, I don't want to embarrass my. I just have to guess. I guess here, Argentina.
Brazil, Guyana, and French Guiana.
Oh, can't forget about my Guianas.
No, you can't forget about your Guyana. Is Guyana in the tournament?
I don't believe they are.
By the way, Fox is in Maui. He is placing an OKC moneyline bet and Juventus at plus 106 at a half a unit.
Okay.
The guy can't even just enjoy a vacation. Stop betting. That's hilarious. He's out. He's hanging out with his wife. It's like, what is it out there? It's almost 4:00 p.m. in Maui, and he's placing bets on soccer and tomorrow night's NBA final game.
Great.
Love
we had
it.
We had a good time.
I will admit that I tailed Maddie's MLB bets at the wedding. So that happened. Well, hopefully Casey's not listening, but yeah, I was placing his bets. He's been on a streak. He's been on a nice streak. Gerardo, our Royals, they were down 2-0. They got a run across, and now they've got runners on second and third. So if you tailed Gerardo's play like I did, we're back in the game.
Okay, well, I'm on the Royals in that game for sure. That was my play as well. So let's go Royals right now. And it was Bobby Witt there, right? Let me see. Oh, who had the RBI there? India.
Johnny India.
That was the word did come down. I guess Orioles, they're looking. I guess the management said, or the ownership passed it down. Said, hey, let's start to look at. Maybe being sellers basically. So to me, it hasn't worked at Kansas. They were supposed to be a little bit better than this for sure. Holden in that division. I know it's a tough division, and remember they started off kind of, I don't know about on pace with Detroit, but they were hanging in there, and then they've fallen below 500. I don't know if the Royals are going to give up here, but I guess the ownership kind of told the general manager, if you want to look to deal, let's deal.
It seemed like they were so close last year.
Right. And who would you deal really? So I've just mentioned it because of India, right? I don't know who would be the type of players that you would deal because there's so much young talent on the team, right? But India would be one that probably would be a guy to go out, right? 4-2 now.
I think India would be
a home run, 3-run shot.
Yeah, let's go. We got a 4-2 lead now. I like it. 4-2 lead. Jeff Matthews, what up, Jeff? Good to see you in the chat. Smash the like button if you get a second. I know we're on Facebook, so welcome to all my other geriatric friends. Seriously, does anyone under the age of 40 use Facebook? Facebook was awesome back in the day, I must say. Like around 2000, that was the ultimate. That was like Tinder before there was Tinder.
Well, I still share my shows there only because I'm trying to show my family and friends that I'm, alive. And I always shout them out. It's kind of like part shtick in a way. I don't know if anybody gets it, but like I'll be on my show and I'll say, shout out to my family and friends watching on Facebook. Or another one of my favorite ones is like, they're like my grandmother. They're on Facebook or something like that. So it still has it. It's almost like those are the kind of the Facebook is like the immediate family and friends. It feels like because that's who you started with there a little bit. Basketball is coming down the wire. Probably going to get this over here, but I don't know if Mercury's going to get the cover. It's 83-75, just about to go over here with 30 seconds to go, and we're in the foul game a little bit.
So we'll drop that. That's fine. We'll bounce back. I'm sure we'll bounce back on that one. Not too worried about it. You're just talking about the Royals and who they could trade. I mean, at this point, Johnny India and maybe some pitching. I don't see anybody. I got this little trade chart here from the Athletic. I don't see anybody on the Royals that is up getting dealt. So Reagans is on the IL. Bubic is really good. Maybe Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, maybe the back end of the rotation.
Wacha would have to be a good, right? I mean, if you're a contender right now, you want a guy like Wacha, but other than that,
Lucas Urseg. But here's a guy that has been a really good closer this year, maybe a reliever. There's a few guys. I don't know what Pasquantino's contract is, but he's
Yeah,
only
but
27.
feels like he's got plenty of time left. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good young player. So
Albies just got hit in the leg with a pitch, and he is down right now in a lot of pain. But it hit him in the leg at least.
okay. 3 games to go in Major League Baseball. Let's talk about these games that are coming up. So the Doyers and the Padres, as you said, you're down on your boys, the Padres. It's tough to back these guys right now. Really have gone in the tank. They're one of the best teams in baseball that first month of the season. They got off to a hot start. Total in this game is 9.5. Again, you'll have a couple of pitchers going for the Dodgers tonight. And then Kolek, who's you just don't know what you're going to get on a nightly basis with him. So I'm a little concerned with Kolek.
Yeah, he's not someone that's in this rotation long term. I mean, Yu Darvish is about close to returning here, and there's going to be someone's going to. Kolek's actually done a great job considering that he was kind of just brought in to take care of some of these innings because the Padres have their own share of pitching injuries.
We've also got the let's see here, Guardians Giants. Logan Allen's kind of a gas can. I really wanted to. I did take it. Wilmer Flores. There's just certain guys that I take in the hits, runs, RBIs, and maybe even the home run market. Just lefty mashers. One of those guys, Rob Ref Snyder. He's a guy that has paid me a lot, and he has beaten some really good left-handers this year. Another guy is Christian Walker, who I talked about ad nauseum last night with Maddie, but I couldn't bet his home run because it was plus 310. Tonight is Wilmer Flores night. Buddy.
I'm actually gonna go ahead. I was gonna be on a little bit of Ramos tonight.
Light sprinkle on a home run at 7-1, and then 2 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 105. There's guys that were like Kevin Pillar that for years just crushed left-handers. And he's one of those guys that I think we can go to. Wilmer's a guy that just mashes them. So that's the one bet that I have in the late games this evening. The other game is the Astros and the A's. Again, the total's 9.5 here. I tried to get in on it, but 9.5 with Framber on the mound, I don't like that. Severino has been lit up at home this season, so I'm going, hey, let's see what we can get on the Astros team total. It's 5.5. So I can't do it. Astros minus 168. Astros run line might not be the worst call. Minus 1.5 is minus 106. What do you think about the Astros run line tonight with a big pitching advantage with Framber and then Severino on the mound who struggled at home?
No, I just took the dog. I'm going against the grain here. Okay. Definitely contrarian in this one. I even am on the under here, and I know a lot of folks have been. I've been leading the charge from day one on this stadium with the overs, no doubt about it. I was saying it from the second day, if not the first day, on how the way this park's going to play. But you don't see many 9.5s. I'm not one of those. The line tells you everything you need to know, but I did end up on the under, so I'm pretty much oppo on this one, holding athletics and under.
97 degrees with the wind blowing out at 6 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's been a crazy park, no doubt about it.
97, dude.
You can't take them all. I'm on under and Valdez's outs at 18.5, and I'm under Severino here in this one at 6.5 hits allowed.
Mel, if you trust the Astros lineup, I don't. You know what, Mel? They've really been cooking lately.
They perked up here.
Yeah, they've been cashing in DFS like 3 out of 4 nights. They just keep going 3 out of every 4 nights. What went final? I just heard final.
That was the basketball game, okay. So I ended up pushing on the total that I thought would get there at the 158. There, and it ended up being 83-75. Phoenix wins by just 8 points.
Couldn't cover the 14.
It's still the worst in the league here, but they got the money tonight.
They took the money from us. All right. Well, you ain't gonna win them all.
Two games tomorrow in the W will be on the air for those as well. Phoenix is they're on a back-to-back. They play the Liberty. Liberty are favored in that one by 11.5 tomorrow. And also Indiana will take they're going to Golden State. Tomorrow we'll have that one. We might be off the air. Well, we're going to stay on for the whole basketball game, so we'll be on the air for the start of that one. But whereas Caitlin Clark draws fans wherever she goes, as you know, Holden, it doesn't matter at Golden State because they pretty much sold out all their season tickets already. Yeah. There, that they've the guys were debating me a little bit. They said, "Oh, how could this be a market for that?" Please, Golden State drawing on a women's basketball, that was a dead. You couldn't miss what that putting a team there. I don't know how else to say it. I don't want to be too, I don't know what I'd call it, but why wouldn't you put a women's basketball team in San Francisco? Seems like the first place I'd go.
Why?
Well, they have. I don't know if you know this. They have a high amount of homosexuals there in San Francisco. Women, they love sports. They love women's sports. This team has sold out their season tickets already. A huge draw so far. They're probably the second biggest draw in the league at home behind Indiana right now.
God, I remember there was a Mystics game years and years ago, and I didn't see it, but I got just all of a sudden we got this call from this guy. He goes, "I went to the WNBA game last night, and there's two women on the screen that were making out." And I'm like, dude, that's worth the price of admission. All right. He's like, these weren't the two people that you wanted to watch. But Caitlin Clark's just brought guys in. That's what she's done, Ramon. She's brought guys in. Like, I have talked more WNBA since that season starts than I have ever in my life. Ever. Like, not even on the air, off the air. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Well, as someone who's working on their fourth consecutive season of doing WNBA previews every day, I've been around with this league here. But, look, I mean, I don't want. We should probably end the show.
Yeah, well, we're gonna end the show because tomorrow night's gonna be a long show. Tomorrow night will probably be 3.5 hour show. We're gonna come on at 8:00. We'll get you ready for the NBA Finals game. I know everybody that is a subscriber is probably going, "Hey, are we going back to TJ McConnell?" And I think we just got to see where the line is. It's been 6.5. If it's 8.5 and Halliburton is out, I don't think he's going to be out. We can look at it, but I don't want to go chasing points if Halliburton's in. I just don't. If it's 6.5 again, yeah, we're there. If it's 7.5, maybe you can make a case. Anything more than that, forget about it. It's as simple as that. Ramon, great seeing you, buddy. Always good. We'll be back with Ramon tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern time. Keg will be back with the NASCAR pod. Lots going on here at Nuke the House. I'm excited about tomorrow night, Ramon. And as always, thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks for nuking the house.
Bye, everyone.